Okay, as I mentioned, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jim Lynch. I'm the Supply Category Manager for GTS Distribution. I want to welcome you to our webinar today and apologize for being a little bit late, but we've got lots of information to go through today. If you're not familiar with Zoom, you can interact live with our presenters by hovering over the screen. You'll see some controls show up at the bottom of the screen. You can click on the chat window button and it will appear on the right side. There you'll have the option to select either panelists, which is myself and Liz, or you can select panelists and attendees, and that will be visible to everyone on the call. If you're watching the video on our YouTube channel, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel to make sure you are updated for future videos. If you're a retailer and would like to be notified of future webinars, you can register to be notified using the link in the description. And with that, I'm going to introduce Liz. She's the Global Marketing Director for Ultra Pro. And before she gets started, I did want to thank everybody for their patronage and their support of GTS. I know it's been tough on the supply side here since the pandemic got up and rolling, especially with a handful of products that are key. We appreciate everybody's patience with that. We're doing the best we can. If you saw how much we had on order of some of this stuff, you'd drop over with the volume. It's just crazy right now. But with that said, Liz will speak to that. I do want to mention one thing. Liz has got a ton of information, lots of images, lots of videos. If you're able to look, especially if you're not on your phone or something like that with small print, but all the item numbers of the images she's going to show are right there. So it's a 5-digit number. The GTS code has a UP in front of it, so it's the UP and then that 5-digit number. You can reference all that stuff on our website. So if you get any notes, just jot them down. You can go to our website and find those items on that. So with that, I want to introduce Liz. Liz, thank you for joining us, and I know you've got a ton of information, so we look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you so much, Jim. I'm really excited to be here for everybody today. Since pandemic times, I haven't gotten to spend much time with retailers, so I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback on some of our awesome products. I am unfortunately in a situation right now where I only have one screen, so I do have the chat open, but it is very small, so I might not see your questions, but what we can do is I will do my best to get through the information, and then we can kind of go over some of your questions at the end. I want you guys to take a look at the current screen is actually my 2 favorite resources that exist for retailers from the Ultra Pro team. And I wanted to have them up here as we're kind of doing our introduction so that you can take some notes on these. I'll give this whole presentation to Jim to be able to distribute to retailers, but I'm also putting a copy of this presentation. It's actually already there. In that retailer asset drive, it's the Google Drive folder, where we have images and setup information and Excel spreadsheets so you can import a line. And we have banners and sell sheets and television graphics. Line by line for the Ultra Pro product line is in that Google Drive folder. So it's a really great asset. And then the other asset that I have up here that I'm sharing with all of you guys is our Facebook group. It's a retailer, brick and mortar retail Facebook group. You do have to answer some questions before you can join, but it is there so that any questions you have about products, you can ask us there. It's our entire sales team and all of our marketing team that's there to answer questions for you. If you're not already a member, just drop us a request and we can get you added. We do product development there. It's a great way for you to get input on product that's not out yet, or to get an early look at things while we're still working on it and fine tuning. So these are 2 really awesome resources that I would recommend that you guys take advantage of. And then, as you mentioned, I'm going to take just 2 short minutes to talk to you guys about COVID and its impact on the supply chain. You're seeing it all over. The Starbucks is out of croissants. Home Depot is out of hammers. There's just a lot of shortages in the marketplace. And what's crazy is that's actually not what's to blame entirely for some of the shortages on some of the supplies. When COVID hit and everyone was home, organizing and breaking just blew up, both on sports and gaming side. You're seeing it with Pokemon and Magic breaks, and you're also seeing it on the sports side with sports collecting going through the roof if there's no sports cards. So while we had a lot of delays and a lot of shutdowns and things because of COVID, that is half the problem. The other half of the problem is that the demand is absolutely through the roof. And we are doing our level best to get as many products on the market. A lot of people don't know this, but top loaders particularly are made by hand. So it's not as simple as just turning on another machine. And with social distancing policies globally, adding enough workers to manufacture more top loaders and some of those products is actually a lot more challenging than it sounds. But you all as retailers have gone through more product in 2020 than you did in 2019 by a wide run, and you are slated in 2021 to go through more product than you did in 2018 and 2019 combined. And we're doing our best to get the demand out. We have the distributors allocated with large orders as they come in, and they're in turn allocating them out to you. And we know it's not enough, but we are absolutely doing our best to get those out to you. So it's going to take us time to catch up to the demand. And we're firing on all cylinders in terms of the amount of product we're bringing in. You just all need twice as much as you did before. So it takes us a while to climb that climb, but we will get there with you. So thank you for your patience. And we're always happy to be transparent about we have this in stock or we don't have this in stock. So if you have a question about a specific product and you want to know when our next shipment is arriving, we'll tell you. Just pop into that retailer group and we'll be happy to give you that information. It's not a secret. And if it's not coming, we'll tell you why. So, all right, let's get into some products. I'm starting off by showing you this picture. This is from our Gamma booth in 2020 for those that weren't at the event. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because there's something really amazing about this. For folks that have been carrying Ultra Pro products for a long time, you know that our line is, Ultra Pro as a company is just about 70 years old now. And over that amount of time and the products that we made, sometimes like the colors don't always line up. And so we would have an aqua deck box, but maybe not the same color sleeves, or maybe we'd have the sleeve color in small, but not standard. Over the last 18 months, we have gone through and we have streamlined our color selections and our options that are available for our core products line. That is our Pro line of sleeves, Pro Matte, Pro Gloss, the 80+ deck box, and then the Eclipse. And so I have this image here because I'm going to show you that, but this is a way better picture of what we've done to streamline that for you than anything I could say about the exact products themselves. We'll start with Eclipse. Eclipse has 12 colors, and as of March, all 12 colors will be available in standard, small, in both matte and gloss. So there will be the entire line of Eclipse will be available in that 12 color lineup. And this slide is actually here to show you guys, if you haven't noticed, the way we help retailers identify small versus standard size sleeves, whether it's Eclipse or our Pro line, is standard size sleeves will always have a black topper, and small size sleeves will always have a white topper. So from 6 feet away across the counter, a retailer or a customer can point to your shelf and they'll know that the white ones are all of the small size sleeves. So it's a really easy way when you've got somebody who's maybe not as familiar to be able to say, like, when they're like, oh, I play Yu-Gi-Oh, which ones can I look at? Hey, any of these with the white top you can buy. And that's on all of our sleeve line. And then we also have the Eclipse has 12 colors, but in sleeve and deck box. And we also have the same 12 colors across our Pro binder line. So that's the 9-pocket, 4-pocket, and 2-pocket binders. So again, to streamline it and make it easy for you to decide what you're going to stock, it's 12 colors across the entire Eclipse line, and they're all evergreen. They're all going to be available. And if we add a color somewhere, we're going to add it across the line to make it really easy for you guys to know what is available. So we have the Eclipse line that does that. And then we also have our Pro line, which has more than 12 colors. This one is, at one time, this line had 24 colors. And you can see the packaging, again, has the black top with the white. We have narrowed this one down to 16 colors. It has gone up and up and up and up over the years, and we went through and we looked at the sales numbers and we rounded out the numbers for you all with 16 that is available in the Pro Matte sleeves, the Pro Gloss sleeves, in the 50 and 60 count products as well. So this is just not a major change, but it's a small one that I think will make your lives, that we think will make your lives a lot easier in terms of getting your orders placed and knowing what's available. You don't have to remember that that weird aqua one doesn't have a small Pro Gloss, but it has all the other ones. So this one's a really fun one, and I hope you all like this one. Taking that consistency and that easy ordering or that easy availability in mind, I want to talk Satin Towers, which I know is a line that a lot of you really like. At the start of 2020, there were over 30 different Satin Towers in stock. And we had a real conversation with ourselves. Is 30 Satin Towers logical? It made it really hard for us to keep them in stock. It made it difficult for us to communicate to you all as retailers what was new or what was available. So what we did is we streamlined, much like we did the sleeves, we streamlined the Satin Tower line. There are 3 price points, and they are our satin line, so that traditional original satin finish. We have our high gloss line, which is the more metallic, shimmery, almost like car paint line. And then we have our specialty line, which is where you get into the things like our rainbow finish and our wood finish. That's a special process for those. So there's only 3 price points, and all the products under those lines. We will continue to update you guys on a monthly basis what's active, and we will keep products in the line based on demand. But the satin line is the one that is a really nice, easy messaging for you guys. This core satin line is available in 12 colors. If that sounds familiar to you, it's because they are in fact the same 12 colors as our Eclipse line. Again, to help you make it easier and keep our line manageable in your shop, the satin finish is in both the tower and the cube is going to be 12 colors. The cubes are brand new. They are just going to be here in March of this year. But by the end of 2021, we'll have all 12 of the cubes in the same colors as the towers. So this is a look at the satin line. And then we also have the high gloss line. These are the 4 active colors in the high gloss line: fire, ice, amethyst, and topaz. And then we have our specialty finish line, which these are the 4 products in that line as well. So the pearl, the rainbow, the crackle, and the wood finish. So in order to make it a little bit easier for you guys to track, and for you to, when you pick up a deck box and look at it, what price point it is without having to go look up the number, it's priced out based on the finish. If it's the traditional satin, it's the $12.99. If it's the metallic gloss, it's $16.99. And if it's a really like fancy special one, then it's going to be the $19.99. So that's the way, without even having to look at an MSRP or a UPC to look it up, you can just look at the finish and know what the prices should be as you're pricing it in your store. And then I'm sneaking this one in here because I love it. It's the product that we were really excited about that no one asked for, but actually people are really enjoying. We're exploring the Satin Tower line and trying to look for ways to innovate it and make new things happen. And so this was a fun one. We were like, what if you could charge your phone off your deck box and also play music? It's great for Commander games around the kitchen table, have your adventuring music in the background for your D&D campaign, whatever the case may be. It's a Bluetooth speaker and also a battery charger for your phone. So it was just a fun test for us to see what other things that we can do with the Satin Tower line. And there will be more of these. So, and then this one was by popular retailer demand. Actually, there's a 200 comment thread in our retail group where we asked you guys almost a year ago, what makes the perfect dice bag? And it came down to a very specific ratio of dice storage needs along with a cute design. And so our answer to that was this plush D20 dice bag line, which we are already on our third run of the first 3 colors because you guys have gone through them so quickly. So we have a third restock coming in on the 3 original colors, the black, purple, and the blue. But we are now going to add the red and the green to the line to round it out for you guys. And I think the white is coming as well. But that white is the last color that we do. All right. And then let's talk about our Alco or our Suede series. So the Suede series is binders. We have the Pro binders, the zippered folios in the 4, 9, and 12 pocket, 3 sizes. And then we have 3 sizes of the deck box, the flip, the tower, which has got the storage, and then the vault, which is to hold multiple decks. We launched this line with 3 colors, and the sales were so strong on the 3 colors that we went ahead and added 2 new colors. So we've got purple and green. And we brought color swatches to multiple events and actually let retailers choose the second 2 colors that the second round of colors that we were going to add were actually retailer choices from a swatch of 60 cards. So more than 200 retailers over 3 events helped us pick the colors for these. So I hope that you like them as well as the overwhelming, these 2 were the top 2 choices. We also have the dice bags in this line as well. And just to give you some insight on the Suede line, this line is an evergreen line for us. It's not going to go away. It's something that we want to continue to look at and expand. And we do our best to have stock on these. The zippered Pro binders actually exceeded our demand a little bit on our first round. So we just sold out of those, but we have more arriving in March. So we do have all of this line except for the 12 pocket zippered Pro binder in stock right now. And then we've just announced, there we go, the foldable dice tray that goes with this line. And I want to, this was one where we're all gamers at the office for the most part. And so we've seen the foldable dice trays that exist. And we were we go through a lot of work to test magnets to be strong enough to pass the Professor's Shake test. And we can use those magnets in other places. So we actually created our die rolling tray to be a perfect lay flat. So you can actually put it on the inside of your character folio or your, your D&D folder, because it will lay completely flat with no snaps or button protrusion. So we really love this one. And this one will be out in Q2 in the same 5 colors as the rest of the Suede line. And then this one is a fun excuse for me to talk about the fine art line. We've been making the fine art sleeves for, I think, 5 years now. Many, many, many thousands of packs of each of these have been sold. We have continued to keep those in print, and they continue to be some of our best sellers. So we are looking for ways to add those. And so we did add to that line this year the more premium version. We've worked pretty hard to pin down the technique of printing on a more porous leather-like material so that we can do printed premium products. So we do have these coming out later this year, and I'm definitely going to find the Starry Night one in my collection. So now let's get into Pokemon. You are seeing something right now that we have not blasted to the public. We are giving you guys an early look at something that's going to be coming out this summer, and we should be blasting it shortly for all of you. This is our Pokemon Summer Seaside collection. This is actually one of the first times we've done an ensemble product like this. Generally, the rules of Pokemon are very strict about one character, or you've seen our character lines for a lot of years, but we worked really hard to get this one out and bring some more fan favorites and some flavor to the accessories line. And then the next one I'm going to show you is also the newest character in our character line. We have done Charizard, but we have never done Charmander in the current character line. So we are bringing out Charmander for you all this summer as well. And just to remind you, the current characters that we have in print are the Bulbasaur and the Mewtwo. And the way our character line works is we will generally have 2 to 3 of these in print at any given time. And then if there's still demand for the older sets, for example, we had Squirtle and Charizard that we did at the beginning of last year. No, like those, they're still selling strong enough that we are continuing to print those for you. So as long as there's orders to justify them, we'll keep characters in print. So it's kind of up to you, your demand. If you're communicating that to GTS and they have orders placed with us, we'll keep them in stock. So, and then on the Mewtwo, we did, this one is out for pre-order. It's scheduled to arrive in April. And we actually checked the ETD on this one was yesterday. So it is still on track for an April arrival, despite all of COVID's attempts to stop it. We are, this is the premium, and you can't necessarily tell from the photos, but it is a beautiful purple foiling. So this is a foil printed process. And we think this one's going to be a major hit with the Pokemon collectors. So we hope you guys, if you have any feedback, if you have any feedback or any questions, I know I'm talking fast because I have a short time window for you. You can drop into the retailer chat and we're happy to answer them, or you can ask Jim and his team and we can absolutely get the answers for your reps as well. Sorry, I'm looking, I have a little tiny chat box so I can see it too. All right, so we've done Pokemon, let's move into Magic. Magic, it sounds logical, but it's just easier to make sure that everyone understands what we're doing on this, because it's hard to communicate to every retailer in the world at once. So Magic has 2 types of products for the Ultra Pro side. We have our release products, which is the products that come out in conjunction with a new set, and those have a shelf life. We don't generally go back into production on something from those release sets. And then there's evergreen products, which are products that once we make them, we plan to keep them in stock as long as there's demand for them and as long as they fit the theme for Magic. So the Mythic Edition accessories is a great example of one of our evergreen SKUs. We order a much larger demand because we are looking at a 6-month supply or sometimes a year supply of these lines rather than just a short one order and done mentality. So these are designed for you to, once you make space for them on your shelf, to be able to continue to restock them over and over again. I will sneak the links for the retail group and the asset drive into the chat at the end. So that was a great question. Thank you. So the Mythic Edition accessories are evergreen. Once you've made space for these on your store, we're going to fight our hardest to make sure you always have these available to you. The Mythic line has the 3 deck box sizes as well as the 3 binder sizes. And then on these, if you haven't ordered these into your store, the packaging on these is actually really fantastic. You all asked us to look at some higher end, flashier packaging that was more attractive to your customers. And I think what we did was really awesome. So I would love to hear your feedback on that as well. Another evergreen product that we have for you guys is our Alcove line of products. This is the Mana Alcove line where we just added even the new snow one in to celebrate Coldheim. And now that snow is more of a permanent part of Magic, we have the snow alcove as well. And again, these are evergreen for us. We continue to stock these and we continue to plan and build forecasts and demand around these. This one's actually really fun. The loyalty dice have been in the line for a couple of years. We're on our 2nd or 3rd run of these. However, you all retailers had some feedback for us, and we went ahead and made the change this time around. A lot of you said that you prefer to see the dice be 1 through 6 and 7 through 12 for the loyalty counters, because having 2 dice on your planeswalkers, which totally agree, while you can use 2 dice, it's just easier to count up. So we adjusted the pack out on these to be 2 1 through 6 dice and 2 7 through 12 dice. And that change, all of the previous ones have sold, and the new ones that come in, so anything you buy after the restock this summer, or like it's like May, June, anything you buy after that May, June time should be the new design. And we did change the packaging so that you can tell them apart on your shelves. All right, let's quick talk Relic Tokens. On the Relic Token side, these are, we've done a couple of iterations. This is one of those products where we're not done learning and making improvements as we go. The original Relic Token design was a kind of a shield with a sticker inside. And what we found is with people who do use these, they beat them up. And we needed to come up with a like sturdier, more throw it in your deck box or backpack friendly design. So we have a new design that is actually a multi-layer design, which is a lot sturdier, and these take a hefty beating. And the clear layer in this one is actually a magnifying layer. So it actually makes the numbers appear bigger as well. So if you haven't picked up the new versions of the Relic Tokens, give it a shot and let us know if you like the iterations that we have done to make them a better product. We are never done designing. And then we also have the newest bundle product, which is our Ashiox Bundle. And one of the coolest parts about this is actually the box that comes in is a box that's designed to hold a 700 sleeved card. So once the box itself is a fantastic addition, and then it comes with the sleeves, the deck box, the stitched edge playmat, and some kind of life tracking. We've kind of played around with, is it a life pad? Is it a relic token? Is it dice? That is the rounding out of the magic. And then moving into D&D, I have a few D&D products, and then I can wrap it up for you guys. I know it's so much information, so thank you for being patient with me. We have our D&D heavy metal dice. We have 3 SKUs in the heavy metal dice. We have the 7-die RPG set, the 2D20 set, and we also have added a 4D6 set. It turns out with some of the changes for 5e, a 7-die set doesn't cut it anymore. So we did add the extra D4s and the extra D20s that folks need as well. The black and red D&D dice set is evergreen. We should always have it available for you. It should always be something that if you sell D&D in your store, this is something that you have. And then what we're doing is once a year, we are also releasing a dice set in a theme to where the D&D world is at the time. So our current themed set is the Icewind Dale. And then I can't tell you what the next dice theme set is, but as soon as the D&D team announces, we will share the next theme set for later this year. So the theme sets are designed to be in stock for a year until the next one comes in. And then the evergreen are the red and black, or the black with red set. This one is also a retailer demand. We made our premium character folio, and we thought we had a 9-month supply. We were wrong. What we had was a 3-month supply. So when we had to go back and reorder earlier than anticipated, we went to our retailer group and said, "What? You guys love this so much. Why? And is there anything we should do to make improvements since we're reordering before we're ready?" And so the retailers actually suggested a couple of changes. We swapped the notepad that came in this one to graph paper. And then we added a slot in the back of the book that will hold a player's manual. So we have the updated character folio that should be out this summer. And then we also have some new D&D dice trays. We have a rigid and our foldable design, again, the magnetics with no buttons or snaps on these. And then we have the newest launch of Figures of Adorable Power just landed now and is in the market. And we do have another release slated for 2021. I can't show you who's going to be in it, but we have one or two that we've been working on actually for a while that took us a little bit longer because they were a little bit more complicated, but we're really excited to get these back, or to get them out for you. And so with the figures, as long as there's demand, we'll keep a figure in print. If everyone wants mimics forever, we will continue to print mimics. If people want our little owl bear friend or red dragon friend, we will keep them in print for you guys. You just need to make sure the GTS team knows what your needs are, and they'll communicate those with us so that we know to keep them in stock. Okay, and then just a quick peek at some of the other characters. And that's the line. That is Ultra Pro in a rapid fire. That's Ultra Pro in a rapid fire for you.
That was the Liz sprint.
Yes, that's exactly how it feels. I'm gonna go grab the retailer group link real quick, so I can put it in the chat here. Somebody asked me to do that, so you guys can all go.
You can do, well, I was going to say you just pull up that one screen on the presentation, Liz, but that works too. And then, yeah, everyone, obviously, I think we scared Liz into zipping through that presentation really quick. So obviously, if you got any questions on anything specific, you're welcome to either add something in the chat, or if you want, you can unmute yourself and ask the question direct. But yeah, there obviously is a lot of information there, a handful of items that aren't out yet. I mentioned the 2 Pokemon items. We're still waiting for information from Ultra Pro to be able to get those out and solicited to you, but we're hoping to see those soon. And then any other items, you're more than welcome, obviously, to reach out to your GTS sales rep and mention that to them as well. But yeah, I don't see a question other than Jeremy's one about the Facebook link. So you did an outstanding job again, Liz.
Did I?
You're 2 for 2.
I also put up a link to the retailer asset drive, so that the presentation you saw here is in that drive labeled February 2021, along with a Excel setup documentation that you can import into your point of sale systems, which would give you, it would input all the Ultra Pro SKUs up to February 1st of 2021. The links are pasted into the chat right above. So they're there.
That's right above it, Julio. And then obviously we'll have the presentation on our YouTube channel as well. So it'll be available there as another option for you.
And like I said, if you have any questions, even if it's not about a product, you've got Ultra Pro here. So if you have a question about something, I'm here and happy to answer it. I know it was a lot of information and you might need an extra cup of coffee before you start to absorb it. So Jim knows how to get to me, and so.
And we have Liz scheduled for another webinar a couple months down the road, so she will be back in front of us soon. But yeah, here's your last chance to get any questions out. And then Liz, if you've got any last words for us regarding GTS, regarding Ultra Pro. I know that there's a lot scheduled to come out soon. Those satin cubes, like Liz mentioned, I believe we're starting to see those on our outgoing order. So hopefully those will be here in the next couple of weeks. And there's a question from Norman.
Have started arriving as well, and will be shipping out soon. So we are still looking on track for Strixhaven, which is something I know that is coming up for a lot of retailers. So you should start seeing those on your ship to orders here as well in the next week or so, Jim.
Yeah, and then Norman asked, I've seen Ultra Pro branded racks, which I believe those are the store display racks. Sorry if this has already been said, but how do stores get these? Actually, good timing, Norman. We just got that code in our system here in the last week. So it is something you could reach out to your GTS sales rep and ask about. That is in place. We actually take the order for the supplies that go on the rack from through GTS specifically, but we put in the order for you for Ultra Pro to send out the rack direct to your store. So that is in place. So yeah, we encourage you to reach out. We haven't had a chance to do any marketing on it yet. It's still early in the process for that, but maybe Liz can speak to that because they've been doing that program for over a year now.
Yeah, we did launch the program at Gamma in 2020. It's 88871. I did it. That is the SKU on that one. But we launched the program at Gamma as a kind of like a thank you gift to retailers to test it out and to see if we needed to make any adjustments or changes to the product before we started to roll it out to distributors, because we wanted to make sure that the rack that we did create was something that was serviceable. It's not the same as a lot of the other programs. It's a small mobile rack. It's designed to be used. You can use one or multiple. It's on wheels. It can move. It's flexible. It can be single-sided or double-sided out of the same packaging. And it comes with all the hooks in the shelves. So it's a little bit of a different program than what you've seen in the past. But in reality, we know you have hundreds of Ultra Pro SKUs already in your store. By the time you start saying like top loader, soft sleeves, pages, solid colored sleeves, solid colored deck boxes, then the new Magic release, you guys have a ton of Ultra Pro products. I need to give you guys the tools, and through GTS, give you guys the tools to have to organize those SKUs in your stores.
But yeah, good question, Norman. And as I mentioned, we've got some marketing planned on that. Some more information will be coming up. But in the short term, I would encourage you to reach out to your rep because they have the information. Actually, we're going to talk to them more tomorrow. We have a normal, regular Thursday call with all the sales reps, and we're going to give them some more information about that tomorrow. So might jump the gun with them today, surprise them a little bit, but that's totally fine. They can always circle back to me and get the updates. And then, yeah, Liz, again, has put the Facebook group link on there. So if you don't have it, there it is. So, yeah, any last questions? I know, Liz, we appreciate you taking time out today. We look forward to a couple months down the road. We get you back on again. I'm sure there'll be lots of new products and updates for us.
I just pasted it into the...
Yeah, it's in the chat there, Jeremy. I'm not sure if that's what you're... Yeah, it should be available there. But the other thing you could do, Jeremy, if you're okay with this, maybe give us your email address and we'll send it out that way. How's that work?
Hang on just a second. Got it. I see the problem. I see the problem, Jim. It lets me reply to only panelists. So my link sharing was only for panelists, and I just changed it to panelists and attendees. Today I learned on
there you go. Sorry, Jeremy. Sometimes I forget that link's on there. Mine just defaults to all panelists and attendees, but I had to do that separately. What we see on our end, it just is internally to the panelists. So I apologize, Jeremy. Okay. Well,
all right. Did I lose you?
No, you look like you're typing away. I was waiting for you. I was assuming you were putting something in the chat.
I was, and then the chat decided to just disappear on me. So that's fun. There it goes. All right, and then
Gremlin Wednesday.
Yes. I normally have 3 monitors, but I'm one laptop screen, so I'm a little less agile than I normally am. I've also put the Google Drive folder, which has a link to this full presentation, as well as a setup document so that you can import into your Finder POS, your TCG Player Store, or your Crystal Commerce, all of our SKUs active. And you need to.
Perfect. Perfect, Liz. We appreciate that. Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, everyone. We appreciate you joining today. I would like to remind you just to hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel to make sure you're updated for future videos. And as always, if you're a retailer and would like to be notified for future webinars, you can register to be notified using the link in the description. So with that, I'd like to thank Liz from Ultra Pro. I'd like to thank all our attendees. We appreciate you joining us today. Everybody stay safe. Have a good rest of the week. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.